All right, what is going on, YouTube? It has been a while for me since I've had a pickup worth making a video for. Just been buying some small stuff. I've had some non-sport pickups and a couple random modern things. But I got one really big card in today. Probably, I don't know, probably the biggest card I'll pick up this year. Maybe one more nice one along the way. You never know what will happen at the National. But as you'll notice, my background is a little bit different today than my normal videos because I have a really big E95 pickup. E95 1909 Philadelphia caramel. Probably my favorite caramel set. Has some really good names in this set. I'm missing still some of the biggest, well, actually the two biggest ones, which would be Cobb and Wagner, but you know, maybe one day I'll snag one of those. But these are some of my favorite cards from the set. I love the Chief Bender portrait. The Hooks Wiltsey has a really unique dark purplish color there with the Eddie Collins kind of to match. Really cool Merkle pose. Of course, the Sakati is probably, I think, the best looking card in the set with the Boston sock, the red stockings on his logo. The Matty has kind of grown on me. I got that card on Facebook for a crazy price now. Like, I think it was $1,500 last year or year before last. I think it was last year. Yeah, it was last year. So anyways, one of the big cards I had left was Eddie Plank, and not to spoil things, but that was a card I picked up. I only had one other Eddie Plank in my collection. I know what a first world problem, but it was this really beat up E90-1 that I grabbed a long time ago. And I like the hat, the A's hat there. But obviously this card just not the best specimen, but it was cool to get a kind of an entry level Plank. And this is the problem with Plank is obviously the T206 is just gone astronomical, $150,000 for a 1 now. So that's not really in my wheelhouse. But he's got a couple other somewhat affordable cards. If you want, you know, a really nice Playing Days issue, the Cracker Jack, the E90-1. He's got an E93, kind of another like faraway action pose. But obviously I wanted a portrait, and really the only card that fits that bill outside of the T206 and maybe one other obscure issue in like the Bryce Williams is the E95. So I was bidding on one in REA, and it was a really nice, I think it was a 1.5, but it had like a ton of back loss and stuff, the PSA 1.5. And I pushed it way up there, and it went for like $2,800 all in. There was one 1.5 on eBay I had been watching when that card hit $2,800, and the one on eBay was sitting there at $2,200. I just kind of went and pulled the trigger on that. So without further ado, and this card is, you know, a lot of the times you'll see this on the E95s. They've got some caramel staining. But for what it is, you know, portrait, really nice. Got writing on the back. Somebody wrote 60 up there. Probably what they sold it for back in 1982. Man, just a really good image, which was mainly what I wanted. Portrait for Eddie Plank. So this will fit nicely into the, who are we going to cover up? Man, that's a tough one. Fit nicely into the E95 set. I've still got, like I said, I've got several others here. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's one in a Kerrigan box. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think there's 25 cards, so I'm a little over halfway there. Just a quick look at the checklist on the back. It's got big name Wagner, Chief Bender Hall of Famer, got him. Cobb, Need, obviously. Sam Crawford's a Hall of Famer I don't have. I have the Mathewson. Sakati's not a Hall of Famer, but notable name. Willis, Hall of Famer, don't have. Evers, don't have. Chance, don't have. So several Hall of Famers I still need, but I'm just kind of chipping away slowly at this set. Not like something I'm hunting. Maybe next year I'll go after a Cobb or a Wagner. But that's it, guys. That's all I got. Hope y'all enjoyed watching. See you next time. Peace out.